true portraits and generic portraits make up a large percentage of Himalayan painting, also sculpture. And in terms of painting, the, it's just an overwhelming topic, and it needs to be divided into manageable groupings so that it can be looked at in a reasonable way. So, to do that, we really have some natural types of groups. We have the early Karma Kagyu, especially with the three first Karmapas. Then we have the Pakdru Kagyu with Pakmodrupa and his immediate students and their students. And then what we have, a little different from the Karma Kagyu portraits and the Pakdru, is we have the Khon family, and then we have paintings that are not just early but extend right up to modern times. And so because the Khon family is such a tight kind of grouping of figures that are following very clear lineages of teaching or study, it is easy to follow. It is easier to organize, and you really have to organize it in two ways. When you're looking at any of these three groups, you have to organize it by chronology, and you have to organize it by painting style. Now, there is a third. You could organize it also by region after that, but with the early works of the Karmapa and the three Karmapas in the Karma Kagyu and the Pakdru Kagyu and then Pakmodrupa and his students, the region doesn't matter. They're all from the same region, so that's not affected. It's only with the Khon family lineage teachers where you can have chronology, painting style, and region. Now, that's really the interesting thing here is to step away from just looking at a very tight period of 200 years and looking at three teachers such as the first, second, and third Karmapa, stepping away from that and then looking at a tight group, but a tight group that are based on an extensive lineage. And then also looking at variation in painting style, and then painting styles of the same region, and then painting styles that belong to different regions. So what we have with the Khon family is the earliest works are of Sachen Kunga Nyingpo, Trokpa Gyaltsen, and then Chogyal Pagpa. So we have works from the 12th, 13th, and 14th century with this. And these are very clearly in an Indian style. Indian style of painting, the same as with the early Karma Kagyu works and the early Pakdru Kagyu works as well. Then once we get into the 15th, 16th century, we get into the true Tibetan painting styles, and we really we begin to have names for these. Aside from place names such as Shalu or Gyantse, we now have artist names which are applied to painting traditions, such as the Menri of Mentongpa and the Khyenri style of Khyentse Chenmo. So we begin to see these true Tibetan painting styles really flourish, and we begin to see portraits done in styles other than Indian or some in Nepalese style. And from the 15th, 16th, 17th century, then we really see an abundance of different styles. It's really, we're not seeing just two major styles such as Menri and Khyenri. We're actually seeing dozens of styles, and some of them are based more on a Menri style, others based more on a Khyenri, others based on a combination of both, or they're incorporating Chinese elements, or they're incorporating Eastern Tibetan elements. to the point where we really can't call these any particular tradition anymore. They are a unique style of that artist wherever they happen to be, whether they're in the Chamdo region of Kham, or the Dege region, or the Latok Kampagar region. They all have their own styles now. And this is really interesting to see with the Sakya tradition of the Khon family, because of it being tight and because of it being contained, and we're not distracted by too many other factors of religion or of other subjects which would interfere into just looking at one line of related teachers, related biologically, and looking at these teachers and how they've come down and how the styles have changed. So if you find these videos useful, then hit the like button. You can subscribe, you can share, but you can also help with funding for Himalayan art resources by joining HAR on Patreon. And there we have longer videos, we have unpublished essays, and we have images that are not yet uploaded to the main Himalayan art resources website.